What's up, everybody? Danny's here, and we are back at it again with another video. But before we get into it, make sure you check out all the links in the description below. So today, what I would love to talk about, for a little change, is what is the next retro game I would love to see on the Nintendo Switch. Now that we have two Game Boy Advance games already on the Nintendo Switch, I think it's about that time that we should see the next retro game that we would love to see on the Nintendo Switch and on the Nintendo Switch 2. So I've noticed that Nintendo has changed their retro gaming of Nintendo Switch Online. It used to be like, for example, Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, but now Nintendo Switch Online is now also known as Nintendo Classics. So if you don't know what Nintendo Classics is about, it's about like retro games that are like from 1980s to 2000s. That's what retro gaming is most likely about, though. And so far, though, I love the NES for sure, though. One of my favorite retro consoles to play on the Switch. But let me know, what's your favorite retro console you like to play on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comments below. For me, I'm going to say the NES and the Nintendo 64, but maybe the Nintendo GameCube. Once I get the Switch 2, I will let you know. When I have a Switch 2 and I play GameCube games on the Switch 2, I will let you know. So most likely, though, I think the NES is one of my favorites, though, because of all the classic NES games. They're great to play, though, like the original Mario games, the original Zelda. There's a lot going on. So the next retro game I would like to see, and this is for the Nintendo 64, Donkey Kong 64. Now that we have Donkey Kong Bonanza already on the Switch 2, and it's a new 3D Donkey Kong game, I would love to see Nintendo adding in Donkey Kong 64. Why, though? Because it's similar to Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Now, that's what I'm talking about for sure, though. And now, here's the thing. I like how Nintendo added in lots of great games that should definitely return. And it's been a while, but I'm sure that there's lots of great games for every retro game. But now, what I've noticed right now is that now that we're going to get Donkey Kong 64, hopefully for the Nintendo Switch, I would love to see Super Smash Bros. 64. Because this game hasn't been on the Nintendo Switch. It should definitely come to the Nintendo Switch. Super Smash Bros. 64, it should definitely come back. Should definitely make a comeback, because this game was released 26 years ago, back in 1989. It should definitely return on the Nintendo Switch. And now, for Sega Genesis games, I would love to see the first Sonic game, Sonic 3, Sonic 4, because we only have Sonic 2, and this is kind of disappointing for everyone that we need to see Sonic 1 and 3 and 4. Because we only have Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I would love to see the first Sonic the Hedgehog and the third Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 4, hopefully. Because I feel like the Sega Genesis needed more games, though. And also Mega Man games and Castlevania games, they should definitely come to the NES, hopefully. Because for the NES Nintendo Switch Online, once they have an update, like with Mega Man, Castlevania, it would say Nintendo Classics, because they're going to make a big change, in my opinion, though, because Nintendo Classics is a new type of generation, because Nintendo has made lots of changes for the Switch 2, because the Nintendo Switch 2 has Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, and they've changed it for every retro console. So that's the thing, though, because there's every retro console on the Nintendo Switch. I think they should really start adding in more retro games on the Nintendo Switch and on the Nintendo Switch 2. And they've been doing it recently, though, because we have had a GameCube game, a Game Boy Advance game, but I'm hoping we can get a Nintendo 64. But we need to see more NES games as well, though, because this has been a while. This has been a while, honestly. But anyways, let me know what is the next retro game you guys want to see next in the comments below. And anyways, I think this will wrap it up here for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a comment and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel. Make sure to hit that bell notification every time you get notified when I post a video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace!